Yo, what is going on everybody? Burger Creations back here with another video. And guys, if you haven't yet checked out my first video on this channel where I kind of go over the machine a little bit and some background on the channel, the link will be in the description below, so make sure you guys go check that out. But anyway guys, welcome back to Burger Creations, and today we have one hell of a project for you guys. So I've already started printing there, and I already got some pieces, but we got a lot more to do, so let's go into talking about this project. Alright, for those of you guys who do not know, I'm actually a huge fan of Star Wars. As you can see, posted there, I got Star Wars stuff there, the 3D printed helmet. I love Star Wars. But anyway, so one of the things, or projects that I've always wanted to do is actually to get a blaster or a replica blaster from the movie or anything. You know, I was looking on Etsy a while back, and one of the things that I came across would be Han Solo's blaster. And I was gonna buy it, but it was way too much money. It didn't come assembled, and I ended up scrapping the whole thing. But now, since I have a 3D printer, why don't we just go make Han Solo's blaster myself? So I wanted to do some sort of blaster weapon prop, something from Star Wars. I almost did a lightsaber, but I had a couple lightsabers. I decided one thing I don't really have from Star Wars is any replica blasters or any of the guns that they use. I would love to do the Stormtrooper rifle, but I decided let me start off on a little bit smaller scale because I don't have much room left in this room. That's why I decided to do the Han Solo blaster, and also because it's such an iconic blaster. So this is the blaster we are looking to do. This here's a different angle, another shot of it. So we got the scope. It's a handheld blaster. It would make a nice little blaster tray for it. And yeah, I'm actually really pumped about this project. Probably what I'm gonna do is spray paint this all with kind of a metal silver taste, and then do the top, spray paint that black, and then maybe run it over with some sandpaper to kind of get me that used and the dirty look. That's my main plan of going about this. So the file I'm using is on Thingiverse. It's Sting 1765832. It has a total of 16 different files. And this is what it's supposed to come out as. I mean, that looks pretty damn sick. Like, come on. So, since this print has so many different parts and it's gonna take a little bit longer, I've already started doing the printing. So I got this print tray running right now, where it's the scope, the scope top tray, the vertical mount knob, and then the two grips. I've also already printed a bunch of other knobs, the flash muzzle, another scope bracket, and then the actual kind of hull of the blaster itself. Right now, left to actually still build, we have the grip frame, the scope ring, scope mount, hammer, blaster breech, scope adjustment mounts, and the horizontal bar. So my next batch, which is going to take about 14 hours, we got the grips, the ring, the horizontal scope mount, and I got the hammer and the blaster breech. So for all of you that might be curious, I'm currently running it on standard quality with 15% infill. I kept the shell all standard. Printing at 200 degrees Celsius with 65 degrees Celsius bed plate temperature. I'm printing at a speed of 45 milliseconds. And everything else, I have support everywhere, skirt, and yeah guys. So let's get all the rest of the parts printed up and let's start creating. Alright guys, so finally all the pieces finally finished up and were finally all printed. I think it was about 4 batches. The first batch took 16 hours, my next 2 batches were about 12 hours each, and then my last batch was probably about 8 hours, so all in total it took about 48 hours to print all these parts for the Han Solo blaster. Now, if you guys are curious what settings I use, I think I showed off some of the settings when I was printing it, but mainly I was just at, for pretty much all of these was standard quality, but I did a slow print speed, either at 35 or 45, and they were all at 200 degrees for the extruder and 65 degrees for the bed. Now, some of these, I have no idea what role they play, like a lot of these knobs right here. I gotta find out where the hell they go. I think these guys, I think it's a scope ring. I know this is the trigger guard, this is the hammer, this is the scope, what's it called? Scope holder, I'll call it, top mount. This is like obviously the muzzle, and then you got the grip. But overall though, here let me we'll take this guy. Overall though, print came out pretty much on all of these. Shit! Print quality came out on all of these has been excellent. They all came out really well. Obviously, they all still have their supports and everything. So the next thing that I'm gonna have to do is get rid of these goddamn annoying fucking supports. So without further ado, let's get rid of those goddamn pesky fucking supports. Let's do this. I finally got all the supports out. It took me way longer than I thought, probably about a half hour. I don't know if I'm taking really supports out right. Definitely gonna have to maybe look on some easier ways to take out support. Mainly, if it's big, I use this guy, and the smaller ones, I try to use my small screwdriver or this screwdriver. I try to use this at last resort because it is dirty, so it can leave a mark. But now it's finally time to figure out how the hell this thing goes together. And I think we are on the right track. Alright guys, so I just finally finished up putting the blaster together. And ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you, so far, my favorite, my longest, probably the best project that I'll do for a while. My Han Solo blaster. Now this thing, in my opinion, came out incredible. I mean, look at this. This thing is sick. Holy shit. So I am, if you notice, I am missing one bracket right here. That's because I didn't know I had to print 2 of these. So I got something printing right now. So once that is done, I'm gonna get my second bracket right up here. But otherwise, I pretty much glued all of this together instead of going the screw method for right now, because I just thought I don't have the bolts, I don't have the screws on me right now, and I don't have my car. That's a long story, but I don't have my car currently to go get it. So I decided to kind of just stick it on Loctite, and I'm very excited. And honestly, I kind of, besides maybe the grip, we'll add what's it called, screws for the grip. But overall, I kind of like the no screw look. I think the print quality and everything came out amazing, in my opinion. It's sturdy. It's solid. It got some weight to it. Like, I only printed at 15% density, but even with that, it still feels like something. It's not like, I mean, yes, it's plastic, but it doesn't feel too cheap. It's a nice build. This is a great file. I'm gonna link the file in the description below. It's on Thingiverse. If you guys have a 3D printer and you want to print it, it is on Thingiverse. The only thing I would say to you guys, whoever wants to print it, make sure you A, print an extra bracket of this, and B, you don't need to print these parts. I didn't realize that this part right here, it came solid and separate. I thought they were just different. So I printed them both. You don't actually end up needing it split up. I mean, if you rather print it split up, you can do that, but I did print this guy one piece, all supports, and it came out fine. It was definitely a pain in the ass to get off the supports. If you see, when I actually show me taking off the supports, if you see me struggling on one part, it was this piece. It was a pain in the ass to get off, but it came off and it looks fantastic. Now, without further ado, let's start fucking spray painting it. Alright guys, so the blaster is finally done, and I am so stoked on how this turned out. So if you saw in the little montage thing, I sprayed this with kind of a metallic paint, which is similar to this, and then recoated it with black spray paint, try to get a little bit of a metallic-y taste when I took the sandpaper to wear it down. You definitely don't see it as much as I thought you would, but anywho, the muzzle I think looks good. I painted stock brown, and I think this thing came out amazing. Also, I love the sign I got. I know it's backwards, but you know, Han Solo DL-44 blaster. Absolutely sick. This is definitely one of the coolest projects that I've done so far, and I can't wait to see what else I can do. So anyway guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you slap the like button, and make sure you go check out my first video when I talk about the channel. If you guys have any ideas of projects you want to see, let me know down in the comments below. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe for more, guys. I will have new videos every single Friday with either a new creation or just anything to do with 3D printing. I hope you guys all enjoy, and fuck yeah.